Venerable Thera, and all. A very good morning to everyone. We warmly welcome you to the annual research conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship 2023. The first research conference was held by the University of Sri Jayawardhanapura in 2022. And today we have gathered here to commence the second annual research conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship, which is proudly hosted by the Department of Management Science, Faculty of Management of Uvavelas University.
Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship, SLFE, is a platform in the entire university system which provides a great opportunity for universities to educate, engage, and promote entrepreneurship among Sri Lankan educational institutions. It is an honor to have you all here with us today as we embark on a journey of exploring innovative ideas in this year under the theme of forging the way forward to create entrepreneurial resiliences in the midst of cascading crises.
In accordance with our cultural heritage, to light the oil lamp and begin today's proceedings, we cordially invite our chief guest, Professor Jayanthala Ratnasekara, Sir, Vice Chancellor of Uvavelas University, Mr. G.H. Abevira, Dean, Faculty of Management, Professor H.M.J.C. Pitavala, Dean, Faculty of Applied Science, and the Chairman of the Research Committee, Professor Saman Herak, Dean, Faculty of Animal Science and Export Agriculture,
Professor Mudita Vidana Patirana, Dean, Faculty of Medicine, Mr. M.F. Hibatul Karim, Registrar of Uvavelas University, Dr. Pradeepan, Acting Librarian of Uvavelas University, Ms. K.T.J. Pereira Berza of Uvavelas University, Professor Imali Fernando, Editor-in-Chief, Ms. Shamila Vijay Sundara, Coordinator of Event Management Unit of Faculty of Management, and Ms. Nipuni Fernando, the Conference Secretary, to light the oil lamp.
Thank you all. Let's rise for the university anthem.
Thank, thank you. To mark the commencement of the session, we now invite Dr. Kumudu Javardhana, Conference Chair of Overwellas University, who is joining with us today virtually to deliver the welcome speech for the annual research conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship 2023.
Hello, very good morning, dear friends, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Very good morning. On behalf of the organizing committee, I'm delighted to welcome you to SLFE 2023, which is themed as Forging the Way Forward to Create Entrepreneurial Resilience in the Midst of Cascading Crises. The forum is designed as a hybrid event where a fine blend of academics, research leaders, practitioners, entrepreneurs, and policymakers make their presence. The ultimate goal of this collaborative exertion is to set a trend to push the entrepreneurship culture forward in Sri Lanka, specifically in the universities in Sri Lanka. So today we host SLFE 2023, and the forum comprises several technical sessions where a number of researchers will present their research findings on diverse themes. And so this is not the first event that we are hosting, and we hosted several events to mark this event, SLFE 2020 throughout the year. One of the most visible highlights was hosting Sri Lanka Social Enterprise Summit 2022, and we hosted it on 29th and 30th of September. So so let me welcome next. So first of all, I would like to welcome Professor Jayantala Ratnasekara, the Vice Chancellor of Overwellas University. So you're warmly welcome to SLFE 2023. All the deans of the faculties, directors of different centers, heads of the departments, chairman of committees, registrar, bursar, librarian, you all are warmly welcome to the SLFE 2023. Let me extend a special warm welcome to Professor Marty Louis Verin, Associate Dean Research, Faculty of Business, Economics and Law, UQ Business School, the University of Queensland, Australia. Marty, we are so lucky to have you right here today. I'm equally grateful to our guest of honor, Mr. Hassan Kapaduka, co-founder and COO of Turu. I also welcome our all member universities of SLFE 2023. The SLFE has a very short history in brief because this was initiated by University of Sri Jawadanapura only in last year, so it has only very short history. Let me extend a warm welcome for your university as well. I welcome all organizing committee members, specifically my team, our team from Department of Management Sciences, reviewers, editors, track chairs, and all who put every effort in to make this forum a success. Finally, on behalf of our organizing committee, let me wish SLFE 2023 all the very best. Thank you so much and have a productive time.
This invitation goes to Professor H.M.J.C. Pitawala, Chairman of the Research Committee, to address the gathering.
Thank you very much and very good morning to all. Ape Hamduring Avasarai, Vice Chancellor Sir, my dear colleagues, Deans of the Faculties, Registrar, Bursa, Acting Librarian, Directors of the Centers, and all academic and administrative staff members, guest of speakers, all the invitees, and my dear students. So actually, it is my great pleasure to deliver some words in this forum as a research committee chairman. When I go through the theme, forging the way forward to create entrepreneurial resilience in the midst of cascading series crisis, actually I found two nice words: entrepreneurial resilience. So, sir, actually resilience is a physics word. But we can now use as a common word. So now we have a rubber band here. So I'm applying a force, and when I remove the force, it will come to the original shape, right? So in science, we can say it, the ability of a substance or object to spring back into shape. Actually, that is related to elasticity and flexibility. So likewise, in other words, the simple way we can say is a capacity to recover quickly from difficulties. Therefore, I think these two words, then the first one is entrepreneurial one. So when I briefly describe it, it is related to someone who starts their own businesses or is good at seeing new opportunities to make money. So in this sense, we can clearly differentiate a businessman and entrepreneur. So what businessmen do, they buy something and sell. But as an entrepreneur, you will create new jobs, you will give opportunities for others. So that's the difference between those two words. So here I would like to share some of my personal experiences as well. Actually, in University of Eradenia, we had a society or club, University Explorers Club, that is mainly focused on hiking, finding explore some nature related things. In this experience, I was able to go Himalaya. So after this visit, I came back Sri Lanka and I realized that why, according to their experience, I thought that why I can't start a company. Then with the help of other two, my colleagues, my batchmates, those who did President Scouts, so we started a company called Nature Lanka Adventures. Actually, it is just passed out from the university 1 year later. So then we didn't spend we didn't spend lots of money. We used our experience. What we did, we prepared a CD from the exploration that we do, and we bought this CD into the hotels around Kandy, and we show them our strength and experiences. So then they were agreed to hand over foreigners or the visitors they bring to the hotel for some events with us. Actually, during that time, we were demonstrators. In our team, we had geologists, zoologists, botanists. We used that strength. What we did, then we create a web page. We were slightly different from other tourist organizations. In that sense, we try to say we can explain the geology, we can explain the plant science, we can explain the behavior of animals. We have a very good team. So at the end, I didn't go any tour. What I did, I used my mobile phone and handled the business. So therefore, I think I really like this entrepreneurial taste. So we can do lot of our, we can use lots of our resources in Sri Lanka to bring this country and to solve the crisis. Actually, we have to collaborate. When we are doing our undergraduate research, definitely we have to collaborate management students and also science students. Yesterday we had our undergraduate research evaluation, and I have realized that we are developing so many products. There are new innovations, but we can't bring them into commercialization. If management students are there, they may have some business ideas. I can tell you some extra experiences on those research related matters. So I was able to produce this paper material. So this paper material we made from the guinea grass that we have. It is everywhere here. It is a very big problem for us. So using this guinea grass, I was able to produce this paper, but still I couldn't commercialize it. And one additional thing, one additional thing. So there are several, but I didn't bring everything maybe because you have seen most of the time there should be, it will be boring. But Professor Mudita, you are first time, so this is for you, my message. So this is a soap material. This is a soap material. It's also undergraduate project. So this made from kaolin, the clay we have available in Miti Agoda, Sri Lanka. The best kaolin we have in Miti Agoda, right? But again, we have checked the properties with commercial available soap materials, and our one is in very good standard. Still, I couldn't commercialize this one. I don't know. This is the thing we have to think. We are doing research, but we are producing new products, So still, we cannot bring science flavor into entrepreneurship into science. So today, I think we will definitely can fill some gaps between these two sections. So this year in Europe, they have the European Year of Skills. So what they are focusing entrepreneurship skills, entrepreneurial management skills with young people. So it start actually this month. You can Google it and you can see they are finding the, the new innovations and products that made from young people. So in that sense, I think although we have knowledge, you will learn many theories, you will learn many concepts, but we need have skills. Sometimes this is lacking with us. So that's why maybe we cannot go further. Therefore, if you want to be a very good entrepreneur, I think first you have to build up your skills. So as I mentioned earlier, in Sri Lanka, we have lots of natural resources. Therefore, we have enough resources. Therefore, I think going for better economy will not be a problem if you can tune the entrepreneurship in good manner. So one thing I want to mention here, actually, as a university, we are helping small and medium scale entrepreneurs who are working in Badulla area, especially in Uva province. So I am happy to say that they bring samples, they bring their products. For example, they can prepare yogurt. So we are checking and we are certifying their qualities. We test those food products and things in our laboratories. We have high equipments and we are providing some certifications for them. So it's a big help for SMEs who are around us. And I think this conference will help bring together researchers and all the participants who have dedicated their lives to exploring the various possibilities on entrepreneurship. Finally, I would like to express my gratitude to members of the organizing team of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship 2023 for their efforts in making this conference a reality. Enjoy the conference and thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you, sir, for sharing your experiences and thoughts with us today. Now it's time to hear from our chief guest. To introduce our chief guest, again, we would like to invite Professor HMJC Pitawala, the chairman of the research committee, to the podium.
Again, thank you very much. It is my great pleasure to introduce you, sir. Actually, I did this a few times. Professor Jayantalal Ratnasekara has had his primary education at Agrabodhi Vidyalaya Kantale and secondary education at Nalanda College, Colombo from 1972 to 1980. Professor Ratnasekara has graduated from People's Friendship University, Moscow, Russia, with an honors degree in chemistry in 1988. Subsequently, in 1993, he has obtained his PhD in chemistry from the same university. Professor Ratnasekara has joined the Rajarata University of Sri Lanka as a senior lecturer in August 1996 and was promoted to the post of professor in chemistry in 2018. He has been the head of the Department of Physical Sciences of Rajarata University for a period of 3 years, from 1996 to 1999, and the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences for a period of 6 years, 1999 to 2005. Professor Rasnasekhar has served in 3 World Bank funded higher education and school education projects. We call them, am I correct, sir? IRQ and HETC and TSEP in different capacities, such as consultant on quality assurance, monitoring and evaluation specialist, deputy project director, and project director. Professor Ratnasekara was appointed to the post of Vice Chancellor of Uvalasa University, our university, by His Excellency the President in January 2017 and holds this position to date. Professor Ratnasekara has served as the chairman of the Committee of Vice Chancellors and Directors, we call it CVCD, Sri Lanka for the year 2021. Professor Ratnasekara has contributed immensely for development of quality assurance activities in the Sri Lankan university sector. He has served as a member of the Standing Committee on Quality Assurance, University Grants Commission, UGC, assessment for several years, and also served as an international reviewer in external quality assessment in a number of universities in Bangladesh. From March 2013 to February 2015, he has served as a member of Standing Committee on General Education, Committee on Higher Education, National Education Commission, we call NEC, from 2017 to 2020. Thus, he has a wide knowledge and hands-on experience on the Sri Lankan higher education and school education systems. His research interests are in the fields of renewable energy sources, environmental chemistry, theoretical chemistry, quality assurance in higher education, science education, so on. He was awarded the Presidential Award for Scientific Publications published in the year 2016 and the National Research Council Merit Award for Scientific Research published in year 2017. Professor Ratnasekara has been a trainer and a resource person in numerous training programs and workshops. And also, he is well known as a freelance writer for newspapers, author, and a translator. Podium is over to you, sir.
Avasaraya Aphe Hamdruni. Very good morning, those who are present here physically and also those who are joining online. Let me also warmly welcome you all to this SLFE 2023, organized by the Department of Management Sciences of the Faculty of Management, ULSC University. As we all know that ULSC University was established in 2005 with a clear vision to be the center of excellence for value addition to the national resources of Sri Lanka. All our degree programs are multidisciplinary and focus on entrepreneurial education. This is where we have to understand that our university is an entrepreneurial university. So what is entrepreneurship? I don't want to, Professor Pittavalla has explained a bit, but there will be so many experts discussing about the entrepreneurship. What is the difference between entrepreneurship and businessman? Entrepreneur and businessman. Just think about that. Entrepreneurs are dreamers. They take their lives into their hands. They are not ready to be dictated by others. This is the difference between a businessman and an entrepreneur from the others. They are innovative thinkers, new thinkers, dreamers. Think about the future. They dream about the future. Without dreaming about the future, you can't become an entrepreneur. Mudita sir, this is where we failed as a country in our education system. We do not produce dreamers, thinkers. In Sinhala we say, ඇඟිල්ලේ තරමට ඉදිමෙන්න. ආසෙ මාලිගා තනන්න එපා. Which are wrong concepts. We have to ask our kids to dream. ආසෙ මාලිගා තනුවොත් තමයි බිම මාලිගාවක් තනන්න පුළුවන්. This is how you dream. You dream in the sky and then you make it a reality. Do we assess that? No, unfortunately, no. Through a 3-hour theory paper, you can't assess the entrepreneurial skills. This is where our education system has failed during last 30, 40 years because our assessments are assessment systems in the school as well as the universities are not geared towards assessing those skills. This is what we need to have the entrepreneurial skills. I don't think ULS University is dreaming to have all the graduates to become entrepreneurs, but we expect that all our graduates to have entrepreneurial skills. All our graduates to become dreamers, all our graduates to become innovative thinkers, all our graduates to become propose innovative solutions to the problems. This is where the theme of the today's conference. Forging the way forward to create entrepreneurial resilience. Professor Peterwell has explained what is resilience from the physics point of view. And let me not agree with you, sir. Entrepreneurship is a science. It's an art, it's a science, it's a skill. It's way how you say. Because when you say entrepreneurial skills, all those skills are incorporated in the entrepreneurial skills. Good entrepreneur is a good communicator. Good entrepreneur is a good team worker. Finally, as I said, those skills. Dear students, take this opportunity to learn more about the entrepreneurship and also become good entrepreneurs. That is what is required by the society today. There's no other time where the country demands so many entrepreneurial skills and entrepreneurs. Hope that ULS will answer the country's need. Thank you very much, and I wish all the best for this conference. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable words. The time has now arrived for the keynote address. To introduce the keynote speaker, we invite Ms. Sewandika Gamage, lecturer from the Department of Management Sciences, to the podium.
Thank you very much. Very good morning to you all. And it's great pleasure and honor to introduce Professor Marty Lewis as a keynote speaker of Annual Research Conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship 2023. Professor Marty Lewis is a professor in innovation. She is the Dean in the Faculty of Business, Economics and Law, University of Queensland. She has obtained her bachelor's and the master degree at Portofron University for Christian Higher Education. She earned his PhD at Massey University, New Zealand. She completed his postgraduate diploma at Northwest University. Previously, she served as a Deputy Pro Vice Chancellor, Research and Innovation, RMIT University, and Deputy Head of the school, Head of Strategy and International Business, and Program Leader for several programs at the university. Further, Professor Marty is an expert researcher in the discipline of small business management, small business policy, innovation and entrepreneurship, and she's a regular contributor to the various type of journals leading for small business, entrepreneurship, strategy, and interdisciplinary journals. As well as currently she's serving as a senior associate editor for the Journal of Small Business Management. Further, she actively works with policymakers as well as the industrial bodies to influence of the outcome of Australian small businesses as well as the global economy. So it's a great pleasure as well as great honor to have you in the conference as a keynote speaker today. Thank you very much, and over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. I really appreciate that. Dear esteemed guests, good morning, everyone. And may I say thank you for the invitation to join you today. I am so honored to be in the presence of such highly regarded people today. If it is okay with everyone, I'm going to share a few slides while I talk. So I'll just start with that now. And hopefully everyone can see that well. So my name's Martie-Louise Reiner. I'm the Dean of Research and a Professor in Innovation in the Faculty of Business, Economics and Law at the University of Queensland. And today I want to talk to you about something that's really important to me in both of these roles, and that's namely how we create a better outcomes for society, the environment, and the economy by getting businesses and universities to work together on innovation. So in the last 4 years, my team and I've been working with the National Science Agency of Australia, CSIRO, to better understand this. And our program, which in itself is a really good example of university-industry collaboration, covered the nature of the barriers and the outcomes of these relationships from a small business perspective, developed a collaboration readiness index, and is now doing an evaluation of the value that businesses and academics obtain from these collaborations. And in the process, we've interviewed over 800 businesses, some more than once, and half of them have worked with universities before and the other half have not. And the things that we found included things such as that the most commonly reported collaboration activities were joint research projects that were funded by the business, and recruitment of recent graduates. And we also distinguished between activities that were research or training focused, and we found that research focused collaborations were conducted by more mature collaborators, so where people have worked together in the past quite often. And surprisingly, micro businesses tended to be more research than training focused. And we also saw that larger businesses were more focused on training activities, and that's probably because they've got the ability to do some of the in-house research themselves. And then when we compared age categories, we saw that younger businesses were more focused on research activities. We also asked collaborating firms, sorry, just fix that. We also asked them what motivated them and what they got out of working together. And we found that businesses tend to collaborate with universities because they wanted to have access to patents and prototypes and other forms of intellectual property. But collaborators, the ones that had experience of doing it, really ranked innovation and market benefits as some of the most important benefits that they got out of collaborating. And then another thing that we did, and the last thing I'm going to talk about now, is we gave the respondents a list of potential enablers and barriers to collaboration. And we asked them to rank those. And the four most widely reported collaboration enablers were things that they would be able to get cost effectiveness out of working together, that they had really good matching KPIs, so key performance indicators. They were able to navigate each other's structures and processes, and that they had the adequate internal resources and capabilities to actually work together. Factors such as existing relationships and trust we thought would be important, but they were not. But they were really important barriers. So if people did not trust each other and they didn't have a mutual commitment, they were very unlikely to actually go ahead and collaborate. So our research got us thinking a little bit about the tensions that exist between businesses and researchers and universities in these collaborations. And we know that university and industry project collaborations are central to addressing society's wicked problems. They enable knowledge exchange, innovation, and competitive advantage of collaborators and nations. And as environments become more interconnected and global, and as challenges become more complicated, we find that you need these collaborative and interdisciplinary approaches that some of the other speakers talked about as well to actually address these big problems. And yet both universities and industries often struggle to establish and sustain collaborations due to these tensions, these barriers that they have when they're collaborating. And these include competing institutional logics, including workplace norms, culture, and motivations. And these tensions are sometimes so pervasive that institutions such as governments create policies to support measures to enhance university industry collaboration. For example, funding programs, intellectual property rights schemes, science and technology parks, and university industry cooperative research centers. So what motivated us to go down this track? We did it for 3 reasons. We found that most of the studies focus on the tensions rather than the complementarity. So they were a real negative view of how we can actually make these collaborations work. We also thought that if we could address some of these dichotomies, such as the lack of mutual understanding and information barriers, we may actually advance these collaborations. And we also thought that there are different stages of collaboration, and at different stages, different tensions tend to surface. So taken together, we asked the question, what are the paradoxes that university industry collaborations present, and how are they synthesized along the collaboration life cycle? So in the little bit of time that I have left today, I'm going to talk a little bit about this paper and how we actually went about to develop the ideas in this paper. So just a little bit about the conceptual background. So we obviously drew on institutional logics literature, and the institutional logics literature suggests a variety of potential strategies for responding to competing logics. And this is helpful as we know that universities and industry partners have very different ways of working and different outcomes that they value. Universities have an academic logic through which basic and applied research is driven by curiosity, and it's conducted with personal autonomy. And we are interested in scientific publication and public dissemination. And in contrast, our industry partners tend to follow a commercial logic where applied science is driven by profits. And institutional logics focus on these conflicts that exist, but that really just briefly touch upon the potential synthesizing strategies. The other literature we drew from is paradox theory. And paradoxes are defined as the contradictory and yet interrelated elements that exist simultaneously and persist over time. So that's what Smith and Lewis tells us. And they provide a range of strategies to deal with these tensions. So if we then go ahead and we look at the interorganizational collaboration literature that just talks about any type of collaboration between any kinds of partners, we find that these 2 literatures place out in that field. And we see that successful collaborations depend on navigating tensions while achieving synergies through negotiation. And this literature tells us that there's a whole range of tensions and synergies, and these are often caused by power relations between party differences such as values, practices, goals, and cultures. And synergies may include things such as access to specific resources or markets, the ability to pool resources or spread risks. The literature also provides us with some strategies to resolve tensions, and these include changing the structure of the collaboration, adding new processes and roles, getting top management to interfere, emphasizing some of the transactional elements, and a whole raft of other things. These literatures are also playing out in the what's been written about university industry collaboration. So university industry collaboration is a very unique form of interorganizational collaboration. It's unique in 3 ways, and that is that partners do not compete. So the trust relationship and the way that value is created and appropriated is very different. And the relationships are quite equal between the organizations, and the skills and the resource complementarities are really interesting in that no one really got the same skills and resources. They're quite different that's brought to these collaborations. So not quite the same as regular inter-organizational collaborations. And this means that conflicts stem from significantly diverse objectives and local institutional conditions. And therefore, given the significance of these between-party differences, research on industry-university collaboration has mainly focused on mitigating or separating these tensions. So strategies that's been identified to mitigate tensions include providing resources, improving policies such as IP rights, enhancing organizational capabilities and commitment and culture, and improving individual capabilities. So for those of you who are managers of universities, all of these will sound very familiar. So then what we did next was we started to develop a paradox typology, and we followed a very specific method to do this. And this is for the researchers behind in the audience, just a little bit of a background. So we followed a bottom-up and a top-down approach. Bottom-up meant that we read the papers, we talked to experts, and we developed themes and grouped the themes together. So this is similar to what you do when you do axial coding and qualitative research methods. And the themes that emerged from this bottom-up approach included identity, objective, operations, mistrust, nature of work, incentive, those kinds of things. And then at the same time, we followed the top-down approach where we actually read the paradox typology studies and we analyzed those. And from that, we found themes such as learning, belonging, organizing, and performing. And then in the next step, we went and we merged those two sets of themes. And we ended up with three themes, namely identity paradox, a performance paradox, and the organizing paradox. And because each of these paradoxes are different depending on how developed the collaboration is, we also identified three stages, namely initiation, formation, and operation. And you can see that there's a correlation between the different stages and the different paradoxes. So let me just quickly say a little bit more about each of these paradoxes. The identity paradox is driven by identity, as you would expect, so by things such as skepticism, mistrust, stereotypes, peer versus applied science, and the mutual lack of understanding of values and expectations. And the behavioral strategies that we can put in place to deal with these include things such as sense-making or systems thinking or better communication. Institutional strategies that we can put in place is setting up institutional amblashes, which means that we can incentivize shared identities. This includes, for example, journals and grants and funding institutions can do work where people can actually work together, industry and university, to publish or put in for a grant. And project design strategies focus on softening this solidified in-group identity by socializing activities and things like that. And then if we look at the next one, at the formation paradox, a performance paradox, and again, this is one that's got different objectives and incentives as the key barriers to effective collaboration. And that leads to complexity in reaching agreement. And to get over this, behavioral strategies include developing common vocabularies. And for those of you who worked with business or businesses who worked with universities, you would know that it takes a bit of time to just develop a common vocabulary so that we really understand what each other's talking about and where we're going. Institutional strategies that focus on developing institutional support and project strategies that focus on common goals and making sure that we've got the kinds of structures in place to make it work. And then on the last one, the organizing paradox, So this is where we are focusing on a mismatch between time, bureaucracy, intellectual property, conflicts, differences in organizational structure. So this is really referring to coexisting work coordination and the processes that's embedded in the collaboration. And behavioral strategies that you can do here is coaching or better communication. Institutional strategies are where you set up peers or intermediaries to get to know each other better. And project design strategies are where you develop some of those meta routines that ensure that you can actually bridge the distance between the peers. So just taking that all together, we actually developed a model that we discuss in our full paper that we'll also be delivering at the Academy of Management this year. And this model focuses on these virtuous circles of embracing, organizing, paradox and operation stage, and then pushing it through to the collaboration efforts to becoming a bit more effective in the end. So I'm really aware of time. So to just wrap up here, our investigation highlights 3 points. Collaboration should not be viewed as either conflict mitigating or synergy generation vehicles. They both. Nor should they be viewed as at one level or one dimension, because they span across all of those. And they shouldn't also be viewed as one-off transactions, because really what we want is we want to create relationships that's going to last, where we can keep on working together. But collaborations are really awash with these paradoxes, and I just mentioned a very few of them today. And when we're faced with these as collaborators, we should really learn to embrace these paradoxes, not to deny them, and use the strategies that we've got at hand to actually deal with them. And in that way, we can overcome them, foster better performance, and benefit more from diverse collaborators in our innovation projects. So I hope that the research that we're doing can serve as a starting point to really enhance the innovation ecosystems in which these dyadic relationships reside, and that they can lead to much, much better collaborations between universities and businesses in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Martin Lewis, for your valuable thoughts and ideas. Now it's time to ceremonially launch the preceding web page of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship 2023. For that, we cordially invite Professor Imali Fernando, Editor-in-Chief, to usher our chief guest, Professor Jayantala Ratnasekara Sir, to the front.
Thank you, sir. It's a great pleasure to extend a warm invitation to our guest of honor, Mr. Hasanka Padukka, co-founder and Chief Operating Officer of Turu. To introduce our guest of honor, we invite Ms. Sewandika Gamage, lecturer from the Department of Management Sciences.
Thank you very much. It's great pleasure to me and honor to introduce our guest of honor, Mr. Hasanka Padukka. Hasanka Paduka as the guest of honor at the annual research conference 2023 of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurs. So, Mr. Hasanka Paduka is the CEO of Vibhava Solution Private Limited, as well as co-founder of Turu and Zero Trash. Mr. Hasanka is a full-time social entrepreneur looking forward to build solutions using technology for environmental goodness. He graduated from Rajarata University of Sri Lanka with BSc honor degree in business management and served as project manager as a profession after his graduation. In 2018, he left his job and became a co-founder of Turu, which introduced new technology to accelerate reforestation. He is a gold award holder of the Duke of Edinburgh's International Award 2014. He has also been an active member of Project Fountain Society, which is a CSR movement with a mission of bringing clean and safe water for school children in North and North Central Province. He was also selected for the prestigious International Visitor Leadership Program 2018 under the environmental category for his continuous environmental leadership in Sri Lanka. Mr. Hasanka, as a social entrepreneur, he is pursuing his path to deliver more positive impact for both nature and the people. We are lucky to have you here at the conference, and podium is over to you.
I'm Hasanka Paduka. I'm a social entrepreneur. I'm the co-founder of Turu and Zero Trash. And please accept my greetings for the Sri Lankan Forum of Entrepreneurship Annual Research Conference 2023, hosted and organized by Uwellas University. My huge respect goes to Vice Chancellor, Professor Jayantalal Ratnasekara, Conference Chair, Dr. Kumudu Jayawardena, Dean, Faculty of Management, Mr. G.H. Abe Veera, Head, Department of Management Science, Dr. Madhuranga Kulatunga, and also the keynote speaker, all the invitees from academic staff, non-academic staff, and also all the researchers and participants. Forging the way forward to create entrepreneurial resilience in the midst of cascading crises is the today's topic of this very important research symposium conference. When it comes to entrepreneurship, I think all of you are well aware that it's about matter of using limited resources to fulfill someone else's problems by creating values. So it's about problem solving. When it comes to problem, as humans, we have a lot of issues. We have a lot of uncertainties. Day by day, challenges are rising. When it comes to global population, 8 billion people needs to be fed, needs to wear clothes, needs to involve in mobility, using services, having wonderful life. So that creates a lot of issues financially, environmentally, and socially in terms of health even. When it comes to resilience, the word stands pretty much an important thing. If I drill down it for a simple example, if you have a rubber ball and if you push hard or throw it against a wall, so this rubber ball goes and hit, and based on the nature, rubber, it goes bit of like inside, and then based on the character, it will have an exponential speed soon after after the hit. and it will go against the wall with a higher speed. When we as humans, when we encounter problems, same thing happens. Some people will lose the hope, but of course, entrepreneurs, when they have failures, they will rise against these failures like a phoenix bird who will born against from the same ashes. So when it comes to resilience, I have to cover a few topics, right? Resilience on environmental challenges. When it comes to man-made disaster and natural disasters, we need to build resilience. Unless that, we are in danger. Also, we need to build resilience when it comes to environment, health, social, and education. More or less, when it will play a vital role in economics. When we have a lot of economical issues, probably entrepreneurs will have a cascade that ripple effect from different issues. For an example, if the inflation goes up and the fuel crisis comes in, the exchange issues comes in, the cost of living goes up, and the disposable income goes down, lesser than the interest rates based on the fiscal policies and different regulations, there's a lesser chance of investments, the cost of finance is high. So that will negatively affect on entrepreneurs. That's where we need to do research on ground level to absorb more primary data on how good how good the entrepreneur has that character to build resilience and move forward against these crises. So it's a very timely initiative, collecting first-hand data and studying these patterns, understanding and finding out more knowledge on this. So I wish all the very best and congratulate all the participants on today's session. And more or less, I have to pass my gratitude to the head of the Department of Management Science, Mr. Madhuranga, and also the conference secretary, Nipuni Fernando, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Hasankar. This invitation is to Mr. G.H. Abevira, Dean, Faculty of Management, to hand over the token of appreciation to our chief guest. To accept the token of appreciation, we respectfully invite our chief guest, Professor Jayantala Ratnasekara, sir, to the front.
Thank you, sir. We have now arrived at the end of the inaugural session of the second annual research conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship. So to deliver the vote of thanks, we invite the conference secretary, Ms. Nipuni Fernando, lecturer from the Department of Management Sciences.
A very good morning to you all. As the secretary of the annual research conference of Sri Lanka Forum of Entrepreneurship, I feel honored to propose this vote of thanks on behalf of the organizing committee of the conference. The success of this program has made us immensely happy, and there are a number of individuals that was behind this success. We are grateful to our chief guest, Professor Jayantala Ratnasekara, the Vice Chancellor of Uwellasa University of Sri Lanka, and guest of honor, Mr. Hasanka Padukka, co-founder of Thuru, for sparing their valuable time for us and gracing this function. A big thank to our keynote speaker, Professor Marty Lewis, for providing so much value to our event and our audience. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for Dean, Faculty of Management, Mr. G.H. Abevira, Head, Department of Management Sciences, Dr. Madhuranga Kulatunga, Chairman of the Research Committee of Ulasa University of Sri Lanka, Professor Jagat Pitavala, for giving us an excellent support to make this event a success. I would like to express our deep sense of gratitude to Professor Ruwan Ranasinghe, Head, Department of Tourism Studies, Ms. Sharmila Vijayasundara, the Coordinator of the Enterprise and Events Management Unit of the Faculty of Management, for providing funds for us to make this event a success. I must mention our deep sense of appreciation for all the member universities of SLFE for their commitment and support throughout this process. We would like to express our gratitude for all the deans, head of the departments, directors, registrar, Bursa, audio visual unit of the university, Uvarayon Media Club, all media partners, system administrators, technicians, and all other academic, administrative, and non-academic staff members here for gracing this occasion with their presence. You have all came here to share this special moment with us amidst your busy schedules, and we deeply appreciate it. I must also thank all the panel members, reviewers, and authors of the conference for their valuable contribution. A special thank to Conference Chair Dr. Kumudu Javardhana and all the members of the organizing committee for their hard work and dedication. I take this opportunity if I fail to mention the names of any individual that supported to make this event a success. All your effort are immensely appreciated, and we hope that we will continue to have your support in events to come. Finally, I also thank the audience present, both physically and virtually, for being here to witness this wonderful occasion. Thank you for remaining till the very end of the proceedings. Thank you very much and have a great day.
Thank you, Madam. To conclude the proceedings, let's rise for the national anthem.
To the Staff Learning Center for refreshments, and students are invited to the C2 hall. The technical sessions will begin at 11:30 and the relevant login links have already been shared with you. So we invite you to use these links to log into the technical session relevant to your track. Thank you and have a pleasant day.